What's up, everybody? This is the Life is Easy, Life is Good video blog, and this is the 13th video. Just leaving work, headed into another job, and in between I just wanted to post another video. And last week we just talked about how we can experience heaven here on earth. We don't have to wait until we die to actually experience heaven. Because if you're a person who reads the Bible or believes the Bible is true or doesn't have any religious affiliation, I think there's a good definition in the Bible. In Romans chapter 14, verse 17, it says that heaven is peace, righteousness, and joy. And all that means is that even when we make wrong decisions, we can still feel right about our lives. We can still know that everything is going to work out to our benefit, and we can still enjoy life in depressing situations. In Revelation chapter 21, verse 4, it says that heaven is a place, but it doesn't have sorrow, pain, or tears. And so what that means is that even here on earth, we don't have to be in painful situations and actually be sorrowful or tearful about them. We can actually be in painful situations and experience enjoyment. So I also talked about how in Numbers chapter 20, Moses was leading the people of Israel out of slavery, almost kind of like the Underground Railroad, if you will, leading the people of Israel out of slavery in Egypt into a land that was promised to them where they could actually enjoy life and be free from slavery. And in between that, there was the wilderness that they had to cross through, the desert they had to cross through, right? And so they were thirsty. It was hot. Their mouths were dry. A lot of people were actually near death from thirst. And Moses hears a voice inside himself that says, go to a rock and speak to it, and water will come out so that the people can drink it so they won't die of thirst. And he's so mad because he's in the wilderness. People are almost dying of thirst. They're complaining about it. So he hits the rock instead of speaking to it. And then that actually causes him not to be able to enter into the promised land with him. So from that, I said that one of the reasons we don't experience heaven on earth is when we're actually given a blessing in our life and we see it as a negative thing. We see it as a curse. And instead of actually speaking positive words, we attack the blessing and we complain about it and we're negative about it instead. And this week I wanted to try to continue that with the definition of the wilderness as human suffering on earth, or it's the appearance of not having enough to fully love our lives. It's constantly searching for more in order to make our lives better. If you've ever had that feeling that you're constantly searching for a way to make your life better, or that you're in a place of suffering and not having enough of what you need to fully enjoy your life, that's a metaphor for the wilderness. And so how can we get to the promised land or heaven? So when we're actually experiencing a negative situation and it seems like it's too much to cope with and it causes us to feel defeated in our own eyes, we can actually enjoy life in the midst of that if we take courage in the fact that life is given to us to be a gift. And if we know that it's a gift, then no negative situation can actually keep us from enjoying what is meant to be ours to enjoy. So if we keep that in mind, even if we're in negative situations, even if we're in the midst of something that's causing us to hate or despise our lives, if we keep in mind that life is supposed to be a gift that is supposed to be enjoyed and nothing negative can keep us from that, then just that thought alone can lift us out of that situation. So instead of negative words that we use to curse our lives in those situations, a lot of times when I'm in those situations, I'll say, well, not again, or I'll say, this is too much to handle, or I'll say, this is too good to be true. So instead of that, we can actually use our positive words to transform those giants that were waiting in the promised land, or those rocks that Moses was meant to talk to, or even mountains into what we need. And the reason why I mention mountains is because when Moses spoke to the rock, it kind of reminds me of the scripture in Matthew chapter 17, verse 20, where Jesus actually says, all you need is just a little bit of trust, and you'll be able to say to this mountain, move from here to there. In fact, nothing will be impossible for you. So nothing is impossible for us, and we can actually speak to those situations that seem too big for us to handle and actually see them clear a pathway for us. And that is when we use our positive words, and actually instead of saying complaintive words, we actually are speaking life into our situation and saying things such as everything is going to work out into our benefit. Life is meant to be a blessing. This situation is only going to add to my life, and it's actually only going to be a benefit to my life. So the sole reason we are given giants, we are giving rocks, or we are given mountains is so that we can enjoy and witness the miraculous enjoyment of them transforming into victories, refreshing water, and clear pathways. Those are the only reason why we are giving giants, rocks, and mountains. So next week I'm going to talk to you about Exodus chapter 16 and what life cycles are. If you ever actually find yourself experiencing the same negative situation, I'm going to revisit that. So just I actually have a Facebook page now. It's called Life is Easy, Life is Good, and it's just facebook.com/Life is Easy, Life is Good. So if you just go to that page, all my videos are there, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.